It was a dark and stormy night, a phrase so overused that you could hear the collective groan of English teachers everywhere. But there it was, playing out in reality in a small town that seemed to have been hired as the set for every film noir ever made. Rain poured as if the sky itself was sobbing uncontrollably, and the streets were empty, save for the occasional brave raccoon or lost tourist looking for a tram that retired sometime around the Reagan administration. This stormy backdrop was fitting, however, as it reflected the mood of the town's residents, who were all preparing to mourn the loss of dear Olivia, tragically declared dead in a mysterious accident. Newspapers were delivered with unusual promptness, perhaps because the paperboy enjoyed splashing through the puddles, or maybe because there was a major typo corrected at the last moment to emphasize Olivia's departure to the metaphorical cloud storage of life. Yet something felt amiss. The story came with fewer details than a handcrafted government cover-up. No body was found at the scene, as if Olivia managed to dissolve into the raindrops that now smothered the streets. The only clue was a wallet left at the scene, containing a cryptic note stating, "I'm not dead." It read more like a misprinted movie ticket stub than a reassurance of life. At Olivia's funeral, the crowd was a collective tissue-consuming, eye-reddening mess. They gazed at the empty coffin like a broken IKEA flat-pack project, assembled all wrong. An atmosphere of uneasy disbelief hung in the air alongside the scent of too many lilies. Everyone felt as though they were extras in a play where the script was missing. The absence of Olivia's body hinted at a plot twist that would make filmmakers weep into their directors' chairs. Pivoting to the town graveyard, a setting sufficiently spooky to send shivers down even Tim Burton's spine, the town gravedigger caught sight of something peculiar. A familiar shadow moved about in the fog, as if playing an impromptu game of hide-and-seek among the tombstones. Was it Olivia herself, the woman who had supposedly met her end, stumbling through the mist like someone who'd entered the wrong testing chamber? And as shadows have the talent for doing, the figure disappeared, leaving the gravedigger questioning his reality or next career choice. Rumors of Olivia lingering somewhere between life and afterlife began swirling through the town like a particularly malicious fart. The police then embarked on a full-scale investigation, employing sophisticated techniques such as shaking their heads and sipping an excessive amount of coffee. The hints they pursued led them in circles, like an office email chain about someone's leftover lunch in the fridge. The tale took a leftover from Halloween turn when a private investigator descended on the town, wearing a trench coat that seemed to have been cut from the faded film of detective stories past. He soon discovered that Olivia was the unwitting star of a psychological reality show none of the town had agreed to participate in. As the plot unspooled like the worst-kept secret in all of history, it turned out Olivia's death was a staged experiment to test the limits of public perception. An enigmatic, albeit industrious entity orchestrated the entire charade. The private eye uncovered a diary filled with rants and doodles about future televised deceptions, putting the Truman Show to shame. The endgame was designed to reveal how little we perceive of actual events, especially when the news cycle spins them into webs of potentiality. Olivia, reaching part 2 of her existence, was no longer idle in confusion, but motivated by a new understanding of life being a construct she hadn't truly understood before. Olivia and the private detective, who began as stranger danger personified but turned into a sidekick capable of wisecracking, dismantled the myth. Instead of dwelling in oblivion, Olivia embraced her newfound notoriety as the woman who returned from the supposed depths. And so the town's reality bent in contours unknown. Conversations in local coffee shops shifted from perfect scone recipes to existential debates about the nature of truth and perception. In the wake of Olivia's supposed demise, an epiphany swept through the townsfolk. Reality was little more than a narrative, open to interpretation, remix, or comprehensive denial. As the town resumed its daily routines, it did so with the sense that while death could be an illusion, the mystery of living certainly required daily improvisation.